What is up everyone? In this video we are going to have a look at the 10 best weapon mods you can download for Skyrim on PS4 right now. So let's get started with number 10. Up first at number 10 is Immersive Weapons Crafting by Governor. This is a rather simple mod that doesn't really add anything new to the game. Instead it opens up crafting options for 67 new weapons that were previously not available for crafting, such as the Headsman's Axe, or required you to complete a specific quest or questline to unlock, such as the Nord Hero weapons, which previously required you to complete the Companion's questline. It also unlocks the crafting of unique and enchanted weapons, such as the Blade of Woe, which is a little unbalanced and takes away some of the uniqueness of the unique weapons, but you can just avoid crafting these weapons if you want to keep your game balanced. However, I think being able to craft weapons that aren't overly unique or powerful, such as the Forsworn weapons and the Headsman's Axe, makes sense. If you want to be able to craft almost every weapon in the game, you should download this mod.
Gonna rip you open.
Next up at number 9 is Glorious Crossbows of Skyrim by MXJ Powers. This mod offers 4 new and unique crossbows to the world of Skyrim. The 4 crossbows added are the Chillrend Dawnguard crossbow, the Chillrend Dwarven crossbow, the Swift Dawnguard crossbow, and the Swift Dwarven crossbow. The Chillrend crossbow uses the unique enchantment that is found on the Chillrend sword, which inflicts frost damage and adds the chance to paralyze your target. This is one of the cooler enchantments in game, if you pardon the pun. And the Swift crossbow gives you a 50% faster rate of fire, which is pretty great considering the worst thing about crossbows is how long they take to reload. The weapons can be found at the Skyforge and are craftable under the Steel and Dwarven categories, and can be improved at a grindstone. This mod also adds the ability to craft all types of crossbow bolts, including elemental versions. This is a neat mod that adds a bit more variety to the crossbows in Skyrim, which was desperately needed. Up next at number 8 is Untold Sagas by Scarecrow. Although this mod is not specifically a weapon mod, it does add a few unique weapons to the game, and I seriously mean unique. The weapons that this mod adds are the most unique I've seen from any mod on PS4, so I just had to include it on this list. The 6 new weapons added by this mod can be crafted at the Fires of Volcav, which is a new location which is also added by the mod, or purchased from the Quartermaster that can be found there. To craft the weapons, you'll need to gather the 2 new types of crafting material, copper and obsidian, and use a spell that lets you transmute them. The 6 new weapons that you can craft are the Obsidian Battle Axe and War Axe, which are made from volcanic glass and deal extra damage to unarmed and lightly armoured foes. The Pyre-forged War Axe and Battle Axe, made from Cursed Oblivion, dealing additional damage based on the wielder's destruction rating. And finally, the Abyssal Battle Axe and War Axe, made from Infernal Obsidian. These axes deal even greater additional damage based on the wielder's destruction rating. These weapons all look absolutely amazing and completely different to anything from vanilla Skyrim, with a neat leather grip, slim wooden handle and awesome looking axe with a metal joint combining the axe and the handle. The enchantments are unique and the aesthetics are incredibly unique, and the axes even have lore and story behind them and reasons as to why they exist. This is a wonderful mod which adds much more than just the weapons. You should 100% download it right now. At number 7 is Lootable Giants Clubs by King Stevie 1000. This mod does exactly what it says on the tin. Now when you kill a giant, you can loot his club. There is not much else to it, to be honest. It's a very simple mod, yet awesome mod. In vanilla Skyrim, there is no way to use the Giant's Club, however you could order your follower to pick one up and use it. Now you can use the Giant's Club to crush skulls. The club is so massive that it takes up most of your screen in first person, and it has a ridiculous range with it being so long, meaning that you can hit enemies from a distance. And as a bonus, you can even get kill moves when using it, although they can be pretty buggy sometimes. I had a blast running around destroying bandits with the Giant's Club, so if you just want to have some fun and mess around for a bit in Skyrim, this is the mod for you. At number 6 we have Lava Rend by Shadow Dragon 656. This mod adds an alternate version of Chillrend's evil twin brother, Lava Rend, made from the extra hot coals from the Red Mountain, giving this sword its new shade of red. To craft Lava Rend you'll need the steel smithing perk, 10 leather and a glass sword. It can be upgraded at a grindstone, and you'll need another glass sword to upgrade it. The weapon's unique enchantment inflicts 2 seconds of stun lock and 5 points of fire damage over 5 seconds. The weapon looks like it came straight from the void, with a demonic red flow and almost diseased looking black tar infecting the weapon. This weapon could be perfect for a vampire, necromancer, or fire specialist mage blade. It's one of the few truly unique looking weapon mods on PS4, and with the PS4 restrictions, it's very impressive. If you're looking for a powerful, cool looking weapon for an evil playthrough, definitely download this mod and use Lava Rend. At the halfway stage of this top 10 list we have Auriel's Weaponry, the Holy Bow, Shield and Sword by Immersive. This mod completely overhauls Auriel's weaponry, giving them the power they deserve. Infused with the magicka of the Aetherius, the bow and the shield of the sun god are strengthened and his sword is revealed. So what are the features of this mod? Auriel's bow damage is increased from 13 to 20 and its enchantment lasts 7 times longer. The bow's enchantment has been overhauled, Daedra now suffer additional sun damage, and the fall of an undead causes a divine Aedric explosion, and the use of blood-cursed elven arrows now defile the enchantment and turn the sun damage into vampiric damage with spectacular visual effects, especially if the player is a vampire. Blood-cursed arrows also now drain enemies' health. The mod also adds 3 craftable versions of Auriel's sword, an old version with no enchantment, an unenchanted replica version, and a full enchanted version. The crafting system requires you to earn merit from Auriel to earn the privilege of crafting the more powerful items. With nothing but the materials, you can craft old versions of the bow, sword and shield. With the blessing of Auriel, which can be gained by praying at a shrine of Auriel, you can create the unenchanted replica of the sword, which does a bit more damage than the old version, and after completing the Dawnguard quest at Darkfall Cave, you can craft the enchanted version of Auriel's sword and Auriel's bow. The sun-hallowed and blood-cursed elven arrows have also had their range and speed multiplied by 1.5, and their damage is increased to 25, which is as much as dragon arrows. The mod also adds the ability to forge sun-hallowed and blood-cursed elven arrows at a forge, and it adds a book and 4 loading screens about the lore of Auriel's weaponry. It reinforces Auriel's shield, giving it plus 15% armor rating, adds a magic ward if blocking, and add resistance to fire. And it also passes as light armor. And finally, the mod reinforces the Auriel's solar flare ability, doubling its damage and duration. This is a great mod that makes the Auriel artifacts much more interesting and powerful, definitely worth downloading. At number 4 is Insanity Arrows by Machines of God 777. This mod adds 10 new types of arrows, ranging from elemental damage to distraction, adding a little more spice and variety to archery. All of the arrows are modelled on the iron arrows, which is a little disappointing. It would have been better if they all looked different from each other, but the effects of each arrow are all very different, which makes up for it. The 10 new types of arrow are the Arrow of Explosion, which creates an area of effect explosion on impact. The Arrow of Fire, which creates an area of effect fiery explosion on impact. The Arrow of Freeze, which creates an area of effect frost explosion and has a chance to freeze your opponents on impact. The Arrow of Shock, which creates an area of effect lightning explosion on impact. The arrow of distraction, which works similarly to the throw voice shout, your enemies will investigate the area that the arrow hits, even if they are already engaged in combat with you. The arrow of Sam I think is meant to be something to do with the Splinter Cell games. It basically just emits a glowing green light, which can be used to illuminate dark areas. The fear arrow will make enemies flee for 30 seconds.
Where'd you come from?
The frenzy arrow will make foes attack anyone for 30 seconds.
You're not getting the best of me.
The paralyze arrow will paralyze a foe for 5 seconds. And finally, the arrow of hello is essentially a one-hit arrow that has a weird visual effect where the word hi will appear wherever it hits. I personally would avoid this one, it's a bit strange. All of these arrows can be crafted at a forge or a anvil under the miscellaneous section, and you get 1000 arrows at a time. There are a few aspects of this mod that definitely could be improved, such as the crafting of the arrows and the look of the arrows. However, the effects are really good and can make archery much more interesting and varied. If you usually use archery in Skyrim, it might be worth giving this mod a try. At number 3 we have Katana Pack by Cyan49. This mod adds 2 types of one-handed katana in 10 different materials and 8 kinds of two-handed dye katanas, so 28 katanas in total, or if you count the versions with colour scabbards, there are actually 38 new weapons. The 10 different materials you can make katanas from are wooden, orcish, steel, skyforged steel, silver, golden, glass, Skyrim, ebony or daedric. These katanas have a slightly faster swing speed and a longer range than their sword counterparts. The first one-handed version is based off the blade sword design, and the other is based off of Harkon's sword, and the dye katana is based off the ebony blade. The damage of each katana is relevant to the material it's made from, making this mod very well balanced and immersive. All of the katanas look fantastic and match the material they are made from perfectly. In my opinion, they look much better than the vanilla axes, swords and maces. This is a fantastic mod that allows you to roleplay as an Akaviri master of the blade. If you haven't already, you need to download this mod. At number 2 we have the Golden and Silver Armory set, again by Cyan49. This mod adds a bunch of silver and gold weapons and armour. However, as this video is all about weapons, we're just going to focus on the weapons. Since this mod was first created, Cyan49 created a separate mod for the silver weapons and armour and removed them from the original mod. So if you want the silver weapons as well, you will need to download that mod as well as the original golden and silvery armory set. Links to both mods will be in the description. To craft the weapons, you will first need to create a medal at a smelter that will unlock the weapons for crafting under the Elven section of the forge, but do keep in mind that the advanced armors perk is required. There are gold and silver versions of most of the weapons in the game, and it even adds some new weapons such as great swords that can be carried in one hand, allowing you to dual wield them, making you look like you're playing something out of a Japanese RPG rather than a Western RPG. But to be honest, if you dual wield a silver and golden greatsword with full golden and silver armor, it looks pretty darn badass. The weapons are extremely shiny and unique looking, completely different to anything in vanilla Skyrim. If you're a fan of shiny things and want to blind your opponents with your wealth, then you're probably a high elf Thelmor, aren't you? But you'll also love this mod. Give it a try. Finally, we've made it all the way to number 1. The best weapon mod for Skyrim on PS4 is Dual Weapon Pack, another mod by Cyan49 who takes the entire top 3 of this top 10 list. This mod adds a ton of new weapons based off the glass model in a bunch of different dual materials. However, it doesn't add any bows or arrows, which is a shame. The standard dual weapons have the same performance as glass and can be crafted at a forge under the glass category, and the flawless dual weapons have the same performance as ebony and can be crafted under the ebony section. The different types of jewels you can make these weapons from are ruby, sapphire, emerald, garnet, amethyst, ash glass, Skyrim glass, lava glass and magic glass. All of these materials look absolutely fantastic and they all look very different, giving you a massive range of unique weapons to choose from. There are 126 different weapons in total. That's insane. This is a huge mod that I'm pretty sure adds the most amount of weapons from any single mod. If you want some new weapons to spice up your Skyrim experience, this is the perfect place to start. That will take us to the end of this video. I do hope you enjoyed it or found it helpful in some way. If you did, please leave a like and click subscribe. If you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, make sure to click the notifications bell button next to the subscribe button. And if you want to help me make YouTube a full-time thing so I can make more and better videos, consider supporting me on Patreon. I'll see you in the next one. May the Divines watch over you.